Welcome to Chris 2A Gear Reviews, and this is our after range report concerning our newly purchased EDC handgun, the FN REFLEX XL. I purchased this handgun last week, had our first range day today. 300 total rounds through this firearm. I am happy to report there was no malfunctions whatsoever. No failures to feed, no failures to extract, no stovepipes, no magazine issues. No mechanical problems out of the firearm at all. With that being said, this will be my new EDC handgun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it up on the screen. This is my holster that I chose. That's the light that I chose. The holster is from Muddy River Tactical. And the light is the Streamlight TLR7 Sub X. So that will be the holster and the light that we will be running with the FN REFLEX XL. This will be my new EDC handgun. Now, what I want to do right now is I'm going to cut over to a picture of the ammunition that I ran today. Let's talk about the ammunition. We'll come back to the table because I do have two things in particular that I do want to talk about dealing with this firearm. It's not bad, but it's something that I do kind of want to mention. So with that being said, let's go to the ammunition portion right now. Okay, let's quickly run through this right here. We ran 50 rounds of the 115 grain Winchester full metal jacket, 50 rounds of the PMC Bronze 115 grain full metal jacket, 50 rounds of the Federal 115 grain full metal jacket, 50 rounds of the Blazer 124 grain full metal jacket, 50 rounds of the PMC Bronze 124 grain full metal jacket, 50 rounds of the Critical Duty 135 grain standard pressure. No malfunction out of any of the ammunition. In my opinion, this handgun for some reason just like that PMC Bronze. Like it really like that PMC Bronze, the 115 grain and the 124 grain. So I'm just going to listen to the handgun and what the FN REFLEX XL is telling me, that it likes PMC Bronze. For whatever reason, that's what it likes. Don't matter to me. That's why I'll buy for it. So yeah, the 135 grain Critical Duty really didn't group how I wanted it to out of that handgun. So I'm just going to assume that maybe the handgun don't like heavier grain ammunition. The 115 grain PMC Bronze shot the best out of there. So after I do this video, I'm going to look and see what's a good 115 grain bonded hollow point self-defense ammunition I'm going to run. So yeah, let's get back to the table. Okay, so we got all the ammunition talk out of the way. These are the two things that I want to talk about. Now, as you can see, these are not suppressor heighted sights. These are just your standard height sights. What I noticed is this right here. For some reason, this handgun was shooting low. Even when I kind of went and shot off of the bag, because as you see in my video, I kind of did some precision shooting off of my little book bag. I kind of folded it up and just did some precision shooting from off of there. Everything went low and to the left. Now, of course, the left, we understand, right-hand shooter, you tend to want to pull your shot left. That could be remedied just by drifting this over just a little bit, like I do on all my Glocks. Just drift that rear sight over to the right just a little bit. But everything kept hitting low. Everything was hitting low so much to the point that it felt like I was shooting a gun that had suppressor heighted sights. But as you can see, once again, these are not suppressor heighted sights. So I really don't know why everything was shooting low. How big of an issue is that? Not that big of an issue at all. On a life-size human silhouette target, just aim center mass, high center mass. Your round of ammunition will go where it's supposed to go at. Also, you see, just put a red dot on it. That'll solve the issue with the iron sights. What I'll do is, when we go to the range next week, because we will be going to the range next week, I'll take my sight pusher and we'll kind of drift that over until we can get a good tight quote-unquote zero with this to compensate for that left. Then all we got to do is just remember the hold high, because for some reason this handgun, even though these are standard height sights, it just like to hit low. I mean, that was just kind of throwing me off real bad too. But yeah, not that big of an issue. That's an easy remedy. Now, this is kind of more of a bigger issue, but it's something to be expected with a subcompact slimline handgun. What I was noticing, I would get my good decent grip. Take my hand, wrap it around. Good tight grip. This thumb right here kept slipping. And I was noticing as I was firing the gun, that finger would slip. So when a lot of people, in my opinion, when they say that these smaller guns are snappy, I think what they really mean is that because you can't get that real good thumb contact right here, especially with this FN, because there's nothing you can really ride your thumb on. There's like nothing you can really ride your thumb on. So I just felt it slipping. What I kind of found myself doing was just kind of like flaying it out like that so I can try to get some kind of contact on there, but it just kept slipping. So what we're going to have to do is next week when we go to the range, we're going to slow it down and we're going to see with this firearm what kind of grip I need to get that real good solid lockup, that real good thumbs forward grip. Now, there is a product on the market that I'm really interested in that will remedy that issue right there. I'll show a picture right now. I'll do a quick little video after I do this one and we'll talk more about it, but I'll just show you a picture of what it is. Some of y'all probably already know what I'm talking about. It's the antimatter wing. Let me show you right now. So that right there, that looks real interesting. We'll talk more about it in another video. But to keep it simple, it attaches to the Streamlight TLR Sub X, and it folds up so that it won't interfere with your holster. So you can have your good thumb rest and it won't even interfere with your holster. And when you unholster the gun, when you draw the firearm, it'll just flap out and be right there ready for use. I kind of like that. I like that. But we'll talk more about that in another video. So with all of that being said, I think this is a great purchase. I think this is an excellent EDC handgun. So far, no reliability issues. Shoots accurate enough. I need to get a little bit more familiar with the gun. I'm so used to full-size handguns. I just need to get a little bit more familiar with this one. But I say that it shoots accurately enough for you to defend yourself. No malfunctions. Feels good in the hand. Excellent trigger. Nice trigger too. So I don't have anything bad to say about it, man. If you're looking for a good, all-around, good EDC handgun that'll be easy to carry, slimline, got a good capacity and reliable, I could point you in the direction of the FN REFLEX XL. With all that being said, y'all be blessed, be safe, I'm out. Make sure y'all tune in because we got a lot more stuff coming. Got to do that holster, the light, and I'm really thinking about getting that antimatter wing right now. Right now. We'll talk more about that in another video. I'm out.